So kind of going off of that, with bringing in people from all sorts of areas, what's really great is you can actually break down the teams into smaller segments too. Within our own teams, we have a technician group itself. So as soon as a ticket comes in or project comes up onto the plate, all of us are just chatting immediately about what's going on, what's the problem, what's the solution. And instead of having 3 or 4 phone calls, we can all just jump onto the same call and knock out that issue within a couple minutes versus playing the telephone game and going back and forth. So just that allows for a huge amount of people power on a single project almost immediately.
Maybe Derek, maybe I'll jump in real quick and share my screen on the project piece of it, because I think that's something that people have asked us about. So let's just take a look at this real quick. So this is part of Teams, and it's called Planner, and it gives the ability to do some high-level project planning. And this is something that we use a lot within our organization. I'll just give a brief high level on it. It uses a thing called cards. There's a concept of cards, and it lets you assign tasks. So these cards are able to move from category to category. Were you guys able to see that card move? All right. So those cards can be moved to different statuses. You can open the card up. Can you guys see that card? Open, okay. And then inside the card, there's all kinds of different things that you can do. You can assign ownership to that task. You can put it in different buckets. You can assign dates. You can have notes. You can do checklists. So within that task, there's all kinds of different deliverables you can assign to help you manage projects, help you manage tasks, to help that team be successful. The other piece of it is, if you see on the side, there's this ability to assign a label. You can assign those labels a value. You can click on it, and then that card will have that label on it. So if I wanted to say this card is urgent, I could make it pink or red and have that be a hot topic. So it gives you the ability to kind of prioritize things and do some different sorting and sifting within that environment. If you look up here, it also allows you to, if you have a bigger project, it gives you a dashboard. It tells you where you are with all these things, that you can look at your projects and see status, see who's assigned what. There's a lot of different pieces of information, and it also lets you lay that over a schedule, which I think is another handy thing. So it'll tell you where your cards are on which dates. So you can look at it. If you have a project that has a lot of deliverables over the course of a month, let's say, for example, you can see which days have which deliverables. And that can allow you to see, oh, geez, I have some time conflicts here. It gives you a real easy, consolidated way to understand what you're doing, who's assigned to it. Because if I look at it and I see I have John assigned to 20 tasks on one day, that might be a problem. So it allows us to manage those things just a little bit better. The other piece within that you can see is we have the chat function. So you can see that there's chats going back and forth. We share cool pictures of hail that happened this morning here in Minnesota. But it allows us to have these short, bursty conversations that you might not want to have in email. So that's part of it. The other piece is that you have files. You can save your files. And then the concept of a wiki, the ability to share information, similar to OneNote, but it allows you to share information about the projects or the tasks. And then I guess the last piece is, if we want to look at it, I'll show you a calendar. So when you look at your calendar, you are able to get into these meetings. So you can schedule a meeting within Teams, and when it comes up, so the meeting that I have highlighted here is the Powerlunch meeting that we're in right now. I have a meeting afterwards. If it were a Teams meeting, a little button would pop up there and it says join, and you can just join right into that meeting. It drops you right in there. So the calendar feature ends up being very, very handy. I was just looking at a comment from David. Microsoft emerging planner and To-Do in the near future. To-Do is another app that I actually do use, so that's going to be a cool thing if they do get those products merged. The To-Do is a to-do list type of a thing that helps you manage deliverables and dates and those types of things. So it's good to see that those will be integrated.